an information war, not just a military war, and you have to be careful how you react to different headlines that you're seeing, especially given that the Islamic Republic is very aggressively trying to give ammunition to the isolationists from both left and right in Washington, D.C., to put pressure on President Trump to stop this military
Nice.
operations. And again, like I
Wait,
just said
I need
before, the
my phone.
highest priority should be maximum support for the military operations of Israel and United States. News like this might distract you from how essential this support is. Let me tell you why you shouldn't be worried. Think about it like this: if we get to a position where United States is deciding a leader, what's actually happening is picking
It's good,
somebody
guys.
that is not the leader of
Nice, my
Iran going
followers
forward,
stayed.
but the leader of whoever is going to be negotiating a form
Surprising,
of
a lot
surrender.
of times my
Because
followers
United States
just
and Israel are not going to accept anything short of a full surrender by the Islamic Republic. Once we have that full surrender, the Iranian people are going to be completely free to be able to choose their own leader. So whoever this person ends up being, if anybody like that is even found, will be somebody like Bakhtiar in 1979 in Iran, who was the leader for only 37 days and then he was
oh
gone.
1v1.
Imagine if we get to a position where what we are right now calling the Islamic Republic is picking a leader for the Islamic Republic that has been approved
What is this?
by President Trump. After the Americans and the Israelis killed Ali Khamenei, imagine having an Islamic Republic that is now dealing with coming up with a leader that Trump approves of. Anybody that knows anything about the Islamic Republic will realize that whatever that is agreeing to such a thing, that is not the Islamic Republic. Right? If you understand anything about IRGC
It's a little lag,
and
it's
the rest
not
of the
that bad,
Islamic
at
Republic, you
least
would
I
know
hope.
that
Yeah, it's not that
by
bad.
killing Khamenei, there is no way that they will surrender, and whatever is doing the surrendering, if that even happens at some point, is not the Islamic Republic. It's something else. It might be, I don't know, the corpse of the Islamic Republic, but it's not the Islamic Republic. It's not the IRGC. It's hard to explain the nature of how IRGC and the rest of the Islamic Republic operates in a short video like this, but this goes against their DNA. If you see an entity doing such a thing, that means that we are in a post Islamic Republic phase. And if we are in a post Islamic Republic phase, that means that we are not going to see massacring of tens of thousands of Iranians when millions of them come into the streets. To make this more clear, think about whatever we want to call that thing at that point, the corpse of the Islamic Republic or whatever you want to call it. Imagine
Rainy,
picking
got
a
my back.
leader, somebody like Larijani or anyone else, agreeing with the terms of President Trump to pick the new leader with his approval and basically whatever else the Americans want, which would be a full surrender. Imagine if that happens and then the Iranian people come into the streets in the millions again, and then that entity deciding to give the command to shoot at the Iranian people again and killing tens of thousands of them. Having a Trump approved leadership doing something
Oh,
like
good
that
save.
doesn't go
What's
together.
going very fast.
It doesn't make any sense.
Don't underestimate that
The
shot.
only way that
Very good.
something like that can be imagined is that we have the different elements of the IRGC refusing to
I
accept
should have done better,
leadership. So
but
we
you
have
know what?
basically
At
have a
least
fragmented
from
Islamic Republic, some of them trying to surrender, some of them continuing the fight. That may be the situation that we have some fragments of the Islamic Republic want to continue shooting at
okay.
the Iranian people if they come into the streets, and then some other fragments trying to surrender to President Trump. If that happens, then we're still in the revolution phase, and obviously that is not the ideal that the
That's a good.
Americans or Israelis have in mind. But if the ideal that President Trump is communicating actually happens, then that means there is nothing that is willing to or has the ability to shoot at the Iranian people if they come out into the streets after Prince of Pahlavi's call to action when they come out into the streets in the millions. And I imagine that could happen multiple times. In such a scenario that some of you are worried, like, oh no, what if the
Nice.
next leader of
That's
Iran is
good.
picked by President Trump? Well, if we have removed that barrier from the Iranian
I'm
people
so
coming into
it's
the
so
streets,
fine.
that means that the Iranian people will eventually have their say. Right now, the Iranian people's hands are tied because there's such a thing that is willing to massacre them in tens of thousands. But what happens when their hands are untied? Iran is not Venezuela. In Venezuela, we didn't see millions of people coming
Okay, that was
onto the
weird.
streets while being shot at, calling for Machado to become their leader. In Iran,
Dun,
in
dun,
every
dun.
corner of the country, we had people come out in the millions, and there was not a single corner in Iran where Prince Reza Pahlavi's name was not being shouted. Everywhere in big cities, small cities, and villages was hearing chants of the Iranian people asking for
Nice.
the return of Pahlavi. And once they were killed for it, they came back in
Damn,
only
this
40
dude's a
days and
diamond 3.
continued shouting the Pahlavi name. If the Iranian
Whatever it
people are
is,
willing
even
to
if I
unite
lose,
in
like,
front of armed forces of the Islamic Republic, imagine what they're willing to do once that wall is not in front of them anymore. They will absolutely crush anybody that wants to be the leader except Prince Reza Pahlavi. Once we get rid of the suppressing power of the Islamic Republic, you will unleash the full force of Iranian nationalism. Even if we have a leader that is being picked by the Americans, that will be a leader for not the
nice.
transition period, but the surrender period. The way I imagine it is that instead of having a revolution phase, a transition phase, and then a post transition phase, we will have a revolution phase, a surrender phase, a transition phase, and then a post transition phase. And the transition phase would have to be under the leadership of Prince Reza Pahlavi because that's what the Iranian people have been fighting for. It's very important that you understand this
Oh,
and
nice.
not
That
turn against Trump because the path for us to get here
was a good
is
one.
for President Trump to have the
It was like the
political
perfect.
capital to be able to finish what he
And
has
by the
started.
way, I don't even know
And
if
right
I
now,
could
the
have
Iranian
done.
people and everybody else who supports the Iranian people, they need to
When
focus
the ball's
their
on
entire
top of
attention
your head,
on
even
supporting
hard,
President
bruh.
Trump in his military operations in Iran. Removing that support is the only way that they could defeat us. So do not get distracted. Even if President Trump wants
Okay,
to have a
that
role
was
of
a
being
very.
the leader,
I
just
just drove
understand it
it to the
as
goal.
the leader of
I
the
don't know.
surrender period. We will have our transition period after
Whoa,
the
nice
surrender
shot. That
period.
was crazy.
When the Islamic Republic is
Can't believe
defeated,
he
the
got
Iranian
that.
people will be free to
Barely
pick
got
their
it.
own leader because there's nothing stopping them anymore. The leader of the revolution is Prince Reza Pahlavi. The leader of the surrender period can be picked by the Americans because they have to surrender to the Americans. Then, when the Iranian people are free, they will make sure that the leader of the transition period is Prince Reza Pahlavi. And then, for the post transition period, we'll obviously have elections. Let me know what you think. I'll try to do one video like this every single day, giving you updates. Your comments has an impact on what videos I do.
Like, oh my god. Oh, okay. That's why you don't go for aerial. And that was not a bad aerial, but it's okay. No more aerial. Anything but a terrible. That's not equipped at all. Close one. That's his problem. Okay, I saved it. It's crazy because could have very. Oh yeah. That's a good. That was good. How do I feel? Feel kind of. I need a complete. Yeah, that's actually crazy now. It's not here. Like, nice. I don't know. I gotta leave. Don't, but better to do. Have things to do. I have home.